Unbelievable. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another matchday vlog. Tottenham Hotspur take on Wolves at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this evening, 8 PM kickoff. So far this league campaign we have played 5. We have won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1. We are in fine form, playing some super stuff under Thomas Frank. And so far Wolves, they are sitting bottom of the league table. They have lost 5 out of 5. Spurs have actually kept 5 clean sheets out of 7 competitive games so far this season. 3 in the league, 1 in the Champions League and 1, of course, most recently at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Doncaster in the Carabao Cup. And Wolves have actually won a couple of games. They have played West Ham and Everton in the League Cup, winning both of them. So I've seen a fair few Spurs fans say Dr. Tottenham will see you now, and will this be a Spursy moment, because Wolves have lost 5 out of 5 in the Premier League. And let's face it, Wolves have had some good results against Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in recent years. But let's not have a Spursy moment. Hopefully Dr. Tottenham left Tottenham when Thomas Frank was appointed in at the summer and he was given a free transfer. Let's hope the Spurs can get the 3 points this evening and keep climbing up that Premier League table. Thomas Frank will need to rotate his players yet again because we have a busy schedule. We have Bodo Glimt away in the Champions League on Tuesday and of course Leeds United away on Saturday back in the Premier League. Now what a view this is. You can see here that I am sitting in the posh seats today in the East Stand, and I've been invited by Monster Energy. So a huge thank you to Monster Energy today for giving me this opportunity. Look, you walk down the corridor and look what you bump into. Who says Tottenham don't win trophies, eh?
Pedro. I'm the first one I said his name. You said he'll come back. He'll come back. Una feriado. Oh, well done!
Who signed it? Who signed it?
Both of you.
Who signed it? I got you these of old players signed. I met some old players and they gave me these for you. He doesn't care.
It's got real players.
They could have been the postman line for I actually don't know.
Florence, don't drop it.
Harrison.
Yeah. When they stop. Often when they stop. You got it. They come here week in, week out.
Go on, sign the picture. Thank you. Go on, sign the
Stop it.
Thank you, Pedro.
Palhinha!
Pedro.
Pedro!
Pedro.
Thank you. Thank you. You're good. Pepe!
They go and say please, Florence. That's Pedro. Please sign on the program.
Lawrence as well.
Woo!
Thank you for
He's really good. Is that Romero, right?
Thank you, Poro.
Look at Kuda, so he just left West Ham. He's really good. Thank you, Kudos. Thank you. Thank you.
Thomas, lots of changes tonight. Just talk us through how you see it tactically.
Yeah, we I think, except what 2 changes to the Brighton games, I think, yeah. So similar setup. I thought there was a lot of positive from that game. Pedro's been fantastic for us. Pedro's a fantastic, important player for us, but it's about how can we find that perfect balance with a little rotation, a little freshness sometimes. And I got 3 very good fullbacks, so how can I use them in the best possible way? And then Xavi Simons back in from the start. Happy with Wilson last time. It's just, how can we use the squad today? But it's all about us. It just need to come flying out. We also need to play with intensity, and we need to play together with the fans to start well.
How important is it to get players rest and to be able to use the squad as you have done over the course of the last week or so?
Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's also important to know that I think players can play 90, no problem. But if you start doing that over a lot of games, then there can maybe be something in that. But right now it's about I think try to put the best team out there, and that's for 90 minutes, including the guys who comes off the bench.
Pap on the bench tonight, fit and ready to go if called upon.
Yes, he's ready, and so that's very positive. As I said, Wednesday after Doncaster, that it was just a precaution, so he's ready.
And just finally, how important could your finishers be this evening? You've got so much attacking threat on the bench. What role could they play tonight?
Yeah, I actually agree with you. It's the finishers. They play a very important role. Hopefully we start well and everything is fine, and they need to close the game off and make sure we win. Or if not, then you maybe need to change the game slightly, no matter what. But I know they're ready, and that's the most important thing.
Go well this evening.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
So a bit of set piece training here.
Tottenham Hotspur. This.
Come on, Tottenham, let's do this. My score prediction tonight, I'm going to go for 2-0 Tottenham. Richie to get on the score sheet. And perhaps Mohamed Kudus as well.
Number 7, and number 9, Richarlison. Enjoy the night.
Spurs are 1-0 up, absolutely brilliant. Lucas Bergvall and Mohamed Kudus. Superb. Well, there you are. Now it's half-time, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Wolves 0, a frustrating 45 minutes for Thomas Frank because Spurs should be leading. We have had a number of chances, Wolves have had nothing, they have not threatened our goal at all. Vicario's had pretty much nothing to do. Mohamed Kudus has been our standout player so far in the opening 45 minutes. He had the ball in the net after a great link-up play from Lucas Bergvall, but it went to VAR and it was offside. He had an earlier chance as well, where he should have probably done better. A header from the across from the right-hand side, a header. Goalkeeper saved it, went onto the bar. And, Mohamed Kudus and Lucas Bergvall have linked up really well in this opening 45 minutes. Now, in my opinion, Destiny Udogie down the left-hand side has been getting some really good positions, but just needs to release the ball that little bit quicker. Javi Simmons also needs to do a little bit better. He is now on a yellow card. Thomas Frank, I have absolutely no doubt or question, he will be frustrated by that performance in the opening 45 minutes because we need to be more clinical and we need to do a lot more. A big second half coming up, 0-0 at the break. Unbelievable. Come on!
we'll start down with you.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
Is maybe tonight a little reminder that it's still early days for everyone here and the squad?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, I think that's probably fair to say. I think first half was good. I was happy with that in many ways. I felt we were on top, controlled it, created 2 or 3 very good chances, got into a lot of dangerous situations where we didn't create a chance but should have created more. And you know, you're thinking, okay, then you know it's very good. Produce a lot of crosses. This, you know, we're on track. Football, you can't. It's not like you Wolves, please roll over. You know, all that. It's the Premier League. It is extremely competitive. So you're going to second half thinking, okay, you know, it's hopefully. I know it's not like you know, like you know, just we score, but I think okay, it could be good. I think the big change second half was probably their goal that changed the momentum of the game, and then at halftime they changed to a 5-3-2. So I think that made it more difficult. Not that we didn't know that they could do it, but you know, of course, then. How do you get the message across to the players? Of course, we got a little bit about the pressure. Right, and then that goal probably did that we lost a bit of structure and coolness to put more passes together, to get up into the right positions, cross it from the right area, or produce from the right areas instead of put a cross in from your weaker foot from a difficult position, or shoot from 30 yards, even that the crowd screams shoot. But I like the effort and mentality, and I think it's huge, actually. And I mean that to get a point on a night when it was not perfect, especially not second half. Now it's the 2 times in a row we managed to come back. I think that tells a lot about the players. And I think, yes, we want free floating. Yes, we want more. We didn't hit our highest performance level today. But then when you're down 90 plus and then get a point, I think that's positive.
I just wondered what you thought of Xavi tonight. It felt like he struggled to get into his rhythm.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I think Xavi he had some good actions. Also carrying the ball forward, and you had to foul him 3 or 4 times. But there was all situations where he was not as sharp. I think that's fair to say. I think he will say the same himself. But I also think it's natural. We're coming into a new team, new league, and find that rhythm quick is difficult. And I also think that we said the other time, I think we're very happy with the Brighton performance in many ways. I think the first half was positive, also, you know, offensive, but that free floating to have it enough, you know. That we need to keep working on, and then there are just some days where I don't hit the highest level.
Suffering from not being able to bring on the likes of Dominic Solanke and Randall Kalamawani, kind of to change what you've got up front.
I think there was enough offensive actions, but of course it's to have one natural striker. I think Matty can play striker, but he is probably a striker and a winger. So natural striker as Richie and Dom and Colo would have been nice to have that extra option, but I think we could still have won the game anyway.
Thomas, it was a very nice finish, but did you have any issue with Palhinha celebrating in the corner, taking his shirt off when there was still sort of 2 or 3 minutes left? I mean, I saw Johnson, for example, saying, "Come on, get back, we need to go and win it."
I didn't know I celebrated myself, so but of course I noticed after that I could see he didn't have his shirt on, so I know we wanted to go for the next one, but you can see the next 3 minutes we were a little bit still a little bit disjointed. Should we go for it? Where were the positions? So I think it's fair to say we struggle a little bit with creating that chance. So the 1-1 was probably a good point. Of course, we still lose. It feels like disappointing we didn't win the game, but I think the positive is we kept us in the game and got a point.
George. Hi Thomas. I know it's early days and you can't read too much into the table, but Liverpool lost today, Chelsea lost today. You could have gone 2 points within Liverpool. Did it feel a bit of a missed opportunity, especially at home to a team that hadn't won so far in the league this season?
Yeah, I think if you look before the game, you would say that there was a good chance for us to win, but I think it is also, that's why I also said it before the game, we haven't beaten Wolves the last 5 times, another 6 times in a row. So, and you know, also a team that have lost the first 5, there's a time where they will get something. And also said before the game, they have played very, very even games. So it's never easy. That said, I hoped and believed if we hit a top performance, we will win. We didn't hit a top performance. I think we hit an average performance, but you do that sometimes. So yeah, we got a point on a day where not everything worked, and then we move forward.
Yeah, it feels like you've got so much right so far in your reign. Sort of the one bad performance was Bournemouth at home. You played Bentancur, Palhinha in midfield for that game. It felt like again they didn't bring that much creativity.
Today or?
Well, in the Bournemouth game,
Bentancur,
Palhinha, and again today at home to a team that you want to break down. Didn't feel like you brought enough creativity. Do you think when you look back, you reflect on that, maybe that midfield selection wasn't quite right?
I will always look back at it, but a good old coach told me once that the lineup you picked, you did that for a reason, and you don't know what will happen if you pick the other one. Maybe we lost 2-0. So I need to go with what I believe in, of course. That's not the same that I'm not watching the game back and not reflecting and not thinking about could we, should we. You never know. I actually think first half was quite good, and we created enough. Would like to create a little bit more, yes. So actually after I took Rodri out, you can say it didn't work because of lots of structure. So who knows? One thing is for sure, that we need to do a little bit better second half.
Hi Thomas.
Hi.
In the second half, fans will get maybe particularly frustrated with some of Vicarios kicking and sometimes maybe taking too long to play forward. How difficult, I guess, is it for players to be as calm and patient as you'd like when there is that maybe impatience in the stands?
No, I think I definitely think it's not easy, and I also think that there will now need to look the situations back. But on top of my head, it looks like we could also help him a bit more in those situations. Open up a bit more, gave him more options, and maybe he could. There was also 1 or 2 that felt that he could have done better. But hey, that's part of it. It's not easy, but that is not to say that he couldn't have done better.
I have one from Matt.
Hello, Thomas. It's sort of a bit of a perennial problem for Spurs not being able to put away games they're widely expected to win at home against teams a little bit like Wolves and maybe to a less point Bournemouth. Do you have a theory? Have you an idea of why that might be, and might it be something that's a mental issue as much as anything else?
I can only really speak about when I've been here, of course, and I think the 2 games you can see that Bournemouth also doing very well. I think they're a very difficult team to play against. The one thing with Bournemouth is that was a bad performance, like all just bad. Today I think there was much more positive in our performance, but unfortunately on the day we couldn't get the 3 points that happened. So I think it's still a small sample to really judge from myself in that aspect.
More finish with Tom.
Hi Thomas, just back to your midfield selections. I don't think Xavi Simons has started at number 10 in the Premier League yet.
True.
Is he not quite up to speed with the Premier League yet? Is that why he hasn't played in that position?
No, I don't think. I think it's try to get the right balance into the team. Try to for me also to learn the players and find out how we can get the best players on the pitch at the right time. So that I'm of course looking into. I'm very aware that Xavi can play as a 10. He also got in as a 10 against Brighton because that was the 3rd game in a week, and I think that was positive. I think today when he got in as a 10 it didn't really work, and that was not only because of him, by the way. I think it was the whole team that was out of sync, in the last whatever 35 minutes, something like that. But of course, I try to look into what is the best midfield. I think it's fair to say both Rodri and João have been very good for us so far in the season, and Luca's been fantastic. So you like to keep your players as a little bit in flow.
Just one other one on Richie. He showed against Burnley what a quality player he can be on his day, but there have been a few games like tonight where he seemed a little bit isolated. How do you get him more into the game?
I think, for example, at Brighton did many good things, but I liked him a little bit more in the box. I felt today he was more in the box, and the cross maybe didn't landed for him. And then I think it's also fair to say that, especially the first half, we mainly played against a team with 11 players behind the box, which always make it a little bit more difficult. I think actually even Haaland can be eliminated in that situation, but there's a little bit more space and a little bit more opportunities than a little bit more space and a little bit more open, than you can create more opportunities.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Vito, I know you'll be disappointed at the end, but overall, are you very proud of the team?
Of course. The question is, we won 1 point or we lost 2? My answer is we lost 2. We lost 2 points because the team showed that we came here to win the game, especially in the second half, because the first half was a bit difficult to control the crosses, to control some movements, but the second half was a second half that we deserve to win the game, in my opinion. But football is football. In the end, from nothing, we concede, and we lost the 2 points.
Thank you.
Thank you. I feel that we start to work with the team 2 weeks ago. Before Everton game, we start to work with the team, because before was not possible. I cannot. The players, some of them came in the end of the market, and after they went in the national teams. And now we are working tactically and mentally, building the team, the spirit between the players, the tactical page, to put them in a tactical page, to understand what we want in 2 different systems. We work it in one system, the first half, and another one in the second half. And I'm very happy with the players, because in the last 2 games, the against Everton and today, we show that we can compete. We can compete.
How tough mentally is it for players before this game, not having any points, whilst you wanted to win, getting off the mark and getting 1 at least helps, and can that be?
The 2 feelings, one of proud of my players, happy with the spirit that they show in the game, and the ambition that they show in the game, and frustrated because when you have 3 points on the pocket and we lose the 2 points in the last minute is difficult. But what I said to them was, with this spirit, with this personality, this playing like this, we will get the points that we need. Okay.
What was the reason for sticking with the back 4 today, and then what was the reason for changing back to a 3 at half time?
Because if you work at 2 systems and you try we start with line 4. Facing problems to control the crosses, the covers in the sides we delayed almost the time the covers, and they create some chances in the first half. During the game, during the first half, we realized that in this way is not possible. We need to go again for line 5. We know how to play, and the second half we control. In my opinion, we controlled the game. We play better football, and in the end, this is my opinion, of course, we deserve to win the game.
You sent Jackson on and tell him to keep Gooders quiet.
Jackson, sorry.
To not Gooders.
Yes, because you know, especially when you face a team with wingers strong in 1 against 1, you know, these kind of players, and when they play with the opposite fit, is difficult to control, because we need someone to close the space inside, someone to close the space outside, and someone to cover if these kind of players, if they pass in 1 against 1. They attract these kind of players, but to have these players, we spend a lot. The club spending a lot of money, because the value of these players is not easy to find in the cheap price. These kind of players, they attract 2-3 players to mark, and they open the spaces. And because we need players in the edge of the box, we need players in the. You understand? This is the kind of players that create problems. We decide to change in the half time, and I think we did well, because the second half finish the danger situations that they create in the first half.
How are the players in the dressing room after that?
Frustration, but you know, two feelings: feeling proud because what we did here in this stadium is not for every teams. We came here to win the game with the mentality to win the game, and frustration because we conceded the goal in the last minute. Is very hard in a normal situation. Is worst when is the first points of the season.
You were very strong this summer on keeping Santiago Bueno at the football club. Does this type of display show why he could be important to you this season?
Of course, I like. In the pre-match, I said that I like Bueno. Not only, it's not only speaking about technically or tactically. It's about the mentality, because I like players that they can play home, they can play away in the same way, and I like this kind of player.
It's the first time you've chosen Sam Johnston for a Premier League game when you've had Joseph so available. What was the reason for that change?
The reason is because after the last game, I felt that okay, the team is here because we won 2-0, and I need to stabilize a team. I need to give them confidence, and of course, they are competing for the position. Sai is competing with Daniel and Sam, and the others they are competing between them, but with the good spirit to be better, to push them. Each others, and to help the team. And I had a conversation with everybody, and they understand the situation. They understand the decisions.
Finally for me, is tonight the kind of performance you've been looking for from Andre? He seems to be back close to this.
As Andre is playing the 2 games in a row in this level, against Everton and today.
How important is it to have a player like Menezes who can play in so many different positions when you want to change your system around?
Monetti, I tell you, Monetti. You know, when we look for football just for the technique is one thing, but football is not only about technique. Football is about tactical spirits, physicality, and Monet is like is animal, running and running and running. If he plays 5 minutes, he gives us everything. If he plays 90 minutes or if he plays extra time, I know what I can expect from him. And for us, this is the kind of player, very honest player, giving everything for the club. This is the kind of player that we need to support.
Is that the kind of personality you want to sum up the football club and your identity?
Of course. We need. I like to see good football. I enjoy football, but I enjoy also the spirit when they go there and they fight, and I go to the fight with this kind of player. I like to. Today we went to the fight with fighters. With ambition, personality, and just missing the last minute. But it's football. Okay.